Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Mark Edis, a.k.a. Shark, the PA announcer and DJ from your Savannah Bananas, and you are watching the Legends on Deck podcast with hosts Brian Koss and David Conde.
All right, welcome back to the Legends on Deck Florida Collegiate Summer League segment 2 of the Florida Collegiate Summer League All Star podcast with the interns, the 2024 interns. We have 3 new interns with us after having the Orlando Snappers, Sanford River Rats, and DeLand Suns represented from the east side. Now we're going to go west side here. From my left to right, Dylan from the Dylan from the Leesburg Lightning. I just realized I had double Dylans, so we messed that up. Dylan, and then Hugh from the Winter Park Diamond Dogs, and then fellow Auburn Tiger Riley from the hometown. I got to represent a little bit here with the Winter Garden Squeeze. So a little bit of fun, digressed, but had a fun first segment with 3 teams, and coming in for our West Side squad, and going to run this much like we did the first one. Want to hear about the team, your experience to date. Introduce yourself. Dylan from Leesburg, who's got a nice little connection, if you can tie in your connection to Legends on Deck. I cannot be Brian Koss, and you can't be Dave Conde, but you can be Dylan Spaulding. So talk about that, talk about who you are and what you're doing with Leesburg.
Yeah, thanks, Dad. I appreciate it. Yeah, so basically, my name is Dylan Spaulding. I'm an hour north of Tampa, Florida, and got connected with Brian Koss 5 years ago, starting to kind of just get into writing and doing some broadcasting stuff, covering the Florida State League, which is a single A league for minor league baseball, and just continue to grow myself in this industry and continue to try to get better and better. I've done a ton of different little things in terms of broadcasting. So, yeah, it's been a fun journey, and being here with Leesburg has been a blast.
Where are you in your academic journey?
I am a senior at the University of South Florida, currently in my communications major right now.
Okay. And we've got a couple other South Floridas spread out throughout the league. So that is neat. And go ahead, and just because it's on top of mind, you kind of had a cool experience a couple weeks ago or so down in Tampa, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. So I was covering the Tampa Bay Rays for Legends on Deck. We got our first opportunity to be credentialed for Major League Baseball, which is a huge opportunity for not only us but for the site. Got to talk a little bit, or got to be in the clubhouse with the Rays players and interview them and do different stuff, kind of on a day-to-day media base for the site and covering the Rays. So it was a really exciting opportunity.
For the whole series?
For only 2 out of the 3.
2 out of 3. So you got multiple. So you got to see guys multiple times.
Yeah, multiple times. Yeah, it was really great, and just covering the Rays was spectacular. I grew up watching them growing up and going to games with my family, so it was cool to be able to get to cover that team.
Rays only, or you got Rays and Reds? Did you get access to both?
Just Rays for right now, but hopefully going to try to grow and maybe get into some other teams. Yeah.
Good. Awesome. No, that's great. Well, welcome, Dylan. We know you've done a great job. Hugh, welcome to the podcast, and you are the voice of the Winter Park Diamond Dogs. Tell us about that. Tell us about yourself.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Hugh Green with the Winter Park Diamond Dogs. Go to University of Florida. Going to be a senior next year.
Go Gators.
Oh, yeah. Been a Gator fan my whole life growing up. My whole family pretty much went there, so had to be a Gator. But, yeah, it's been a great experience going there. And this summer, my first time being the voice of a certain team, so it's good to get this experience. I've done some stuff with Gators football, basketball, baseball, but doing this is a really cool opportunity.
Awesome. So you got a little Mick Huber in you?
Yeah, there are some calls, especially in basketball sometimes, just from listening to them my whole life and the timeline and nothing but nylon and stuff like that. But, yeah, it's been great.
Let me ask you this. Do you know who Mick Huber replaced in Florida lore?
If I hear the name, I'll probably
He's got a strong Orlando connection. Putting you on the spot. David Steele, who's the current voice of the Magic.
Oh, okay,
So just to see the longevity there and stuff like that. I wasn't going to ask that, but just since we were talking about it, Mick was, of course, at Florida when I was at Auburn, and when he would come, you're like, oh, wait a minute, it's just a little bit different. You get to know the comms guy and the voice of the particular teams and stuff, and Mick's one of those SEC legends, really college sports legends. So it's neat somebody to look up. Riley, Lakeland, Auburn Tiger, Squeeze Baseball. Probably my most connected guy because we've gotten to work together all summer. Tell me a little bit about yourself, your team, where you're going to school. Obviously, it's Auburn, where you're at, and all that stuff.
Yeah, well, Adam, thanks for having us all here. And like he said, I'm a sports production major at Auburn, about to enter my senior year with the Winter Garden Squeeze, and it's been a lot of fun. Since at Auburn, I do a lot of color for softball and volleyball, so to finally get to do play-by-play in the sport I think I know the most has been probably the most pleasing thing about this opportunity that we've gotten, and it's just been a lot of fun to connect with these guys over here to my right, and it's been a lot of fun.
Awesome. Yeah, and we have a kind of following segment one with kind of the same questions, but I would like for you guys to talk about the uniqueness, and Riley, I'll let you lead off, of sometimes, you do the color, you do the play-by-play, depending if you're the home or away team, and sometimes you're with somebody 2 or 3 nights in a row, and sometimes you got somebody brand new. Tell me the challenges, what you've liked so far, and then Hugh and Dylan expand on that a little bit.
Yeah, no, it's been awesome to just jump around because doing color at Auburn, that's what I do most of the time. So being able to just keep perfecting that, so when I go back this fall, I can just continue to be on that path. But then also getting the opportunity to do play-by-play, which is what I want to do. So just being able to sharpen that skill as well, and then getting with new guys. Like I haven't worked with Hugh in it feels like forever. We've done like 4 games, and they were all back to back. And then Dylan, it feels like I'm with Dylan every week.
Right.
So it's just a lot of fun. But just working with everyone and seeing how different everyone prepares. Like Hugh brings the flip with the infield, and that's awesome. Because it really helps me whenever I was doing play-by-play. I could just look over there. And then Dylan's got this awesome book that I'm totally about to buy and steal from him because it helps with the broadcast. So just seeing how everyone prepares differently has been really cool and unique, and trying to adapt to everyone else's strengths and just play off that to put together the best product we can.
Preparation, that's cool. That's neat because behind the scenes, you don't just show and go, right?
Right.
I mean, just like the players, you don't just show and go because if not, you're going to show. Somebody says that you prepare to fail, you fail. So you fail to plan to fail type thing. Hugh, tell us about that experience as well. Getting to know these folks, and I think we'll see you a little bit later in the season as we wrap up.
Yeah, it's been great getting to work with all different guys with different teams and doing play-by-play and color. I've done a little bit of both at UF, so I've had some experience doing both because usually in games there we kind of split it half and half, or every few innings we switch off. But being able to do full games of play-by-play and full games of color has definitely helped me improve my abilities in both. And getting to work with different guys every day is a great experience as well, because sometimes, you can just get into a rhythm and it just sounds the same every game if you're working with the same people. But getting to work with different guys, and it's been a great experience for sure.
Awesome. Dylan, with the Leesburg Lightning, we got connected real fast and really neat. Me personally, being involved with the league since basically day one, Leesburg being one of the connected teams, my personal job allows me to go to Leesburg, so I say I'm from Winterburg, but it's neat up there. So you're probably the uniqueness of Leesburg and everything. Tell us about, again, working with those guys, and then transition it to your team, and then we'll follow up about your teams and so forth.
Yeah, working with these guys has been great. Just getting the chance to work with different people and kind of learn about their style and the way they broadcast, and also, as you guys kind of mentioned, the prep. That's such a huge part of broadcasting and being in this industry is having that prep and having that the chops, if you will, to be in this industry and to get to where you want to be is huge, and having that drive and that passion in you is huge, and you could it shows in the way you guys do your broadcast. But yeah, it's been great getting to learn from both sides of the plate, from play-by-play and then also from a color perspective. I've gotten to do that before in the past for other sports, but not in baseball. So getting to learn about both sides and the preparation and what goes into the delivery of the broadcast is a huge part for me. So yeah, it's been fantastic. And then with Leesburg, it's awesome. It's one of the most special parks, and being able to broadcast for those fans every night is awesome.
Did you know an interesting fact about Pat Thomas or Buddy Lowe Field at Pat Thomas Stadium? It's the first stadium to have lights in the state of Florida. So kind of a cool cool deal. We'll get back more in Leesburg in a minute. And y'all are the defending champions and have won what other years? Do you know?
Yeah, we won in 2007, early 2010s, I believe it was 2012, and then about 2021-ish. So yeah, four-time champions in the league. Yep. It's not a new team by any means, but it's a team that's found a lot of success in I guess you could say a little bit more of a shortened history compared to some of the other teams that are in the league. So it's been great to see the success of this team, and then also how the fans, how much support they get behind this club, and how they really treat it like a professional team, which is such a huge thing for these players. They get to learn what it's like being a pro ball player almost, if you will, on every given night that they get to play in Leesburg.
Absolutely. I think one of the neatest things they do is the Armed Forces recognition.
Absolutely.
And
that is so special.
Teams get out of
special.
of the dugout, and they recognize every branch of the Armed Forces. And you just sit back and go, hey, this is really what it's about. And, and all of the teams, all of the coaches, all of the interns, fans really get into it. That's pretty neat. Hugh, Rollins College, the Diamond Dogs, they got some championships built into that. Tell us about kind of that experience and so forth. We had a little bit of a break as a league there. Now we're back and pretty solidified. Yeah,
the Diamond Dogs have been around since day one as well. It's just been a great experience being at Rollins College. It's a fantastic facility. Turf infield is the only one in the league, so that definitely a different kind of play style that the infielders have to have playing there. And it's been really cool to see how they go at their work and prepare every day, and having the clubhouse there, just hanging around the guys in there before games and during rain delays and stuff like that. It's a really cool experience, and they get there 3 hours before game time, just sitting in the cages, and I like to be around them while they're doing that too, and getting to know Jim Newland, the head coach.
Yeah, he's got a cool story.
Yeah, Wichita State won the national championship with them as a relief pitcher. Getting to be able to talk to him and connecting with him has been awesome as well.
Good. No, that's great. And Riley, talk about our Winter Garden Squeeze. I've been the GM of the team for 10 years. We're celebrating our 10th anniversary. We talked about that earlier today. And what has that experience been like, and the team and so forth?
Yeah, like you said, 10-year anniversary. So something cool that we got to do is we actually had a home game on the exact day that the squeeze started. We had Corey Tufts, who was the original starting pitcher on opening day, come out and throw out the first pitch. So you can see how much this team means in the community. And we've had great sponsors come around like Jets Pizza and Hugh Magoo's come around and just rally behind the team. But it's been cool also to travel to all these stadiums like Halfon Stadium, and then obviously historic Sanford Stadium and DeLand out at Stetson. So and then ours has been unique because it's a high school stadium, and then we sit on top of the third base press box, which is a little different. So you have to, it's challenging at times, but it's really cool because the players are just right underneath you. Mm-hmm. So you could just, if you need to, you can just shout down at them and talk to them if you need any information on whether a new guy joins a team. You're like, hey, what's his name again? Has he got the right number on? It's just really easy. So it's a lot of fun being at A-Game Field, and it's just different, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, the uniqueness of each of our venues is really cool. Nothing's a cookie cutter. Nothing's the same. Some have the challenges that others don't. Some exceed within that standpoint. Tell us about, Dylan, I'll come back to you again, easy left to right, about your team, 25-ish, 26 games, the first 6 weeks or so with two plus weeks remaining. Tell us about your team, to now and as we push towards a playoff run.
Yeah, early season, it felt like we just kept making history every game. We had a 25-7 victory over Sanford, a 21 strikeout game during the stretch. Gabe Santiago became the all-time run leader in the franchise's history. So it just felt like every night we just kept making history. And then
our boy Stats was helping you get that information, right?
Yeah, a little bit. Actually, I found out the Gabe Santiago stuff prior to Stats,
boy.
so I was doing my research a little bit. But no, it was. It felt like early in the season, a lot of history being made. The team was really, really hot and really found its rhythm early. And then middle of the season, guys were starting to get a little bit of a slump. But now it seems like the guys have really been able to find their rhythm again. 5-game win streak. A lot of returning players. There are 13 returners coming into the season, and it's definitely a team that has a lot of experience with Rich Billings at the helm. And obviously, his father, Rich Billings Sr., which is a really cool dynamic. And then Ryan Dees, who's our pitching coach, he's got an amazing story. Had a career-threatening injury, had to decide between surgery and his career, decided to go into pursuing coaching, and has done a phenomenal job with our pitching staff. So it's been really great to see the progression of this team and how they've been able to battle back. It's been resilient and exciting to see what these last 2 weeks have in store with this Leesburg Lightning squad.
100%. Hugh, you want to expand on yours?
Yeah, for the Diamond Dogs, it's been not the greatest of season, not what they had in mind at the beginning. 10-18 now, sitting in last place, 1 game behind the Snappers for that 5th place spot and the wild card spot. But at the start of the season, well, it wasn't great. Just 1-8 in the first 9 games. Struggled at the beginning, pitching and offense both. But then got on a bit of a hot streak. Won 8 out of their next 11 games. Kind of got back to the middle of the standings. Was in 4th and 5th place middle of the season. But then after that 8 out of 11, lost 7 in a row, going up until last night, where the Dogs took one over the Suns after being no hit for the first 8 innings. But that just shows the resiliency of this team. They've been battling all season long, and they hit a lot of home runs, 21 home runs on the season, 8 more than any other team in the league. Leesburg has 13. They're in second, but yeah, it's just it's been up and down season the whole summer for Winter Park.
Sure, and I got to give all you guys credit. We had talked about this. It's the nature of a podcast, working with the teams and the individuals and stuff. Your preparation for this, all 6 of you, but you really see it, so I appreciate it. But that's what it takes to be able to talk about your team at any time, right? And to represent your team and the community with the paper, with a podcast like this, whatever that might be, because you are the voice, and the players sometimes are the face, but you're the voice. We'll talk about in a few minutes that whole father-son, because we got a couple of father-son unique scenarios in our dugout as well. But Riley, talk about the squeeze a little bit more, and I want to see if you hit a topic that has stood out. What has stood out with our team?
Yeah, so the beginning of the year, it was, as mediocre as you get, it was win 1, lose 1, win 1, lose 1, just basic. Over and over again. And then you hit 7-9, where it was still, you couldn't win a consecutive game. And then all of a sudden, you win a doubleheader against Leesburg, and then now you're off and running and went on an 8-game win streak. So the team, was the hottest in the team. It was the bullpen struggling in that first part, and they've really picked it up. Like Jacob Iverson, Caden Perez, Mark Chop really put the team on their back to stay out of the bullpen and really held it down and brought this team back. And then that win streak was snapped on our last game against, ironically, a doubleheader against Leesburg. Yeah. So it's been it was mediocre, and then it was, a super strong team. The starting pitching's amazing. Every guy in the starting rotation except for one made the All Star Game. So, it's been really fun to cover a team that's really strong.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it starts with arms. We talked about that in the first segment. You got a chance already, Riley, to talk about the team, your team a little bit, and then a couple of our all-star offensive guys, Titan Kamaka, Garrett Bird, so forth, and then our various arms with Tommy Groom, Nolan Maroth, and from there. So Hugh and Dylan, talk about your teams. Hugh, we'll let you go first a little bit. Some guys that have stood out, be it all-stars or just what kind of some unique things that have happened over the first 5 weeks.
Yeah, well, I talked
besides the home runs.
Yeah. Well, that's a big part of the Dogs' offense has been mainly the hitting with runners scoring position. The clutch hitting just hasn't been there most of the season. That's kind of why they've fallen to the bottom of the standings. But a couple of the guys who've been fantastic all season long. Isaac Nunez, who's in his 3rd year with the league, 2nd year with the Diamond Dogs. It's a 5-tool player. He has the power, speed, contact, fielding. He's got it all, and he's shown it off pretty much the whole season, hitting just over or under 270 now, but 4 home runs, almost 20 RBIs, and he's been amazing at holding down the shortstop spot at pretty much every game. And Sam Downey's been a good guy to watch as well. He's all-star starter for the West team, and he's been great. In the first week of the year, actually ran into the fence at Alphon Stadium against the River Rats and had to get stitches in his ear, was treated for concussion symptoms, But since he came back, he started off not too great. But since he came back from that injury, he's just phenomenal. Went on like 10-game hit streak. He's hitting almost 400 now, has a couple of home runs as well, and driving in a lot of runs. Drove in the first run in the 9th inning yesterday that kind of sparked the team to make that comeback. So those two guys really stood out for Winter Park so far.
Awesome, and that's cool that they do that. And that story last night, because we've had 3 or 4 5+ inning no hitters throughout the league. If Nolan had one and got to the pitcher of the week, and what happened last night? 7 innings.
Yeah, Haro Baez went 7 no hit, and then they went to Joel Corey. He went the 8th, also no hit, and the last inning they gave it up on the leadoff guy in the 9th.
Yeah, I mean that's just what's neat. You have, in the game of baseball, I don't care if it's Collegiate Summer League, Little League, high school, college. You have no idea because each game is a mosaic, right? Each game's a snowflake. You have no idea what can happen tonight. Once they say play ball and throw that first pitch. Dylan, tell me about some of your guys, be it All-Stars or some of the unique things that have happened this summer with your team.
Yeah, I think our team has really been an all-around group. We've kind of not really, I wouldn't say thrived in a certain spot, but we've been just really consistent in all facets. Our pitching staff has been led by Tyler Dene, Embry-Riddle product, who has just done a fabulous job, has been a huge strikeout proponent, over 20 Ks on the season, and obviously he'll be an all-star heading into tomorrow, so really been exciting to watch him, and the way he performs on the mound and the way he attacks hitters, he's just been a fabulous person to watch. Colin Priest has been one of our big bats this year, a kid who broke the freshman home run record this past season at the University of Michigan, and now is heading to the University or Clemson University for this upcoming season. And he has 3 home runs, going to be competing in the home run derby tomorrow. He has been such a huge bat to watch, and to see guys kind of thrive as well, such as Keaton Burrows, who's been a defensive web gem this year. I mean, watching some of the plays that he's made is, I don't know how he does it, but he's able to find ways to make plays that shouldn't be made by some players at his level. So it's been incredible. The guys really, I think, thrive off each other. Gabe Santiago is another one, a guy who's in his 3rd season, really a fan favorite. All the fans just enjoy him and embrace him because he's been with the team for so long, and he's just kind of became one of the faces of this franchise.
He's
with
an
all the
all-time
records
lightning bug, right?
Exactly. So it's been great to see everybody kind of feeding off each other and really kind of having that chemistry, especially in a short season. It can be very challenging to find that chemistry early, but it seems like the guys really embraced each other, and they've really been able to build a really strong season so far.
Oh, that's cool. And I've heard this a couple of times. I know this is happening with our team. And my next topic, and somebody's telling me we might have a 4th guest here in a minute, special guest. But we have a real strong local feel, a returning feel. Somebody who said you had 13 returning players?
Yeah, 13.
Do you know?
I think it's around 4 or 5.
Okay.
I don't know the exact number.
Yeah, and yours is because of the unique situation with Coach Newland.
Yeah.
And then strong local ties with West Orange High School, playing at West Orange High School. The starting infield from the 22, or 3 of the 4 starting infielders from the 2022 team are making contributions with Titan Kamaka, Max McCluskey, and Jacob Delano, and then Nolan Maras. So we have a strong local field there. And then we've got something unique there. That comes in. We have some unique father-son connections, correct? And you'd mentioned the team Billings. I'll let you finish up there. But, Riley, you want to talk about what we've got kind of going on in our dugout a little bit?
I mean, Nolan Maroth and Caden Perez, they get the privilege of having their dads on the coaching staff. So Nolan Maroth, Mike Maroth being the pitching coach, spent time in the big leagues with the Tigers, a little bit with the Cardinals as well. So, it's cool to have a guy with big league status help everyone in the dugout, but then also you're getting coached by your dad. And then you also have like a brother duo with Don Boa and Mike Boa who just joined. So, a lot of family ties in Winter Garden, and it just comes back to show the community and everyone wrapping around this whole idea of the squeeze.
Absolutely. And Dylan, talk about kind of the team Billings.
Yeah, Team Billings has been great. Rich Billings, obviously, Rich Billings Jr., but we just call him Rich Billings for everybody. Coach Billings has been great. Been leading the team for almost about 10 years now, and has done such a terrific job. And then with his father by his side, it's been an exciting combo to work with, and having them at the ballpark every day has really been special. Actually, Ryan Dees, our pitching coach, his father actually throws BP, Donald Dees, who is has one of the all-time records for the Atlanta Braves minor league system. So it's cool to see the father-son connections amongst the team, and I think that's what makes the Leesburg Lightning coaching staff really special, is those connections with the father and sons. I think that's always special when you have that. So,
man, what's going on behind you guys? Whoa. We see Ralphie the rat. Ralphie's coming in to say hello, and as a vital member of the Rats staff and the community, but also with our All Star Game when Stryker comes out and our different mascots and stuff. But Ralphie wanted to come in and say hi here at historic Sanford Memorial Stadium. And Ralphie, I think, is an intern. Ralphie, I think, has multiple jobs here. But what I would with him here, and then we're going to talk about our sponsors. But one of the things that we wanted to talk about, we did this in segment 1, is talk about and Hugh, we'll start off since you're the middle guy, and then we'll go Riley to Dylan. But talk about what this internship and opportunity has meant to you guys and to the crew.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's just been an incredible experience being able to work with all the other interns, and as well getting the connections with the players and the coaches, just being around them every day, around BP before the games and hanging out after the games in the clubhouse and stuff like that. It's just been awesome. That's been my favorite part of doing this. Obviously, the podcasts and writing the stories every night is a good experience, but just being able to make connections that they'll have forever is great. And I talked to a couple of the other interns with the Diamond Dogs, and one of our team ops, Grace Germer, she said that her favorite thing about it has been able to hit fungos to the guys before the games cool. on the field. A lot of times she gets out there, and she plays softball at Rollins, so she's enjoyed it. So it's been a great experience just being around the interns and the players, coaches, and everything like that.
Yeah, good. Riley, give us 1 or 2 sentences in that space from our guys.
Yeah, I mean,
and ladies.
Just like Hugh said, I mean, it's just been fun getting to know every other intern. But like Jack said, he's coming from out of state, so for him, it's just being welcomed in this community and just meeting new people. And Preston, he's loving to work with our sponsors and just helping with the food program and bringing double team meals to everyone. So just making those connections. I mean, Madison getting to take pictures of, these kids' lives growing up playing baseball, because some of these kids, it might be their last few years playing baseball. Some kids will go on and they'll have these memories from their summer to have forever. And then Manuela, she hasn't been around baseball that much, so she's out of her comfort zone at the baseball game and just helping out in any way she can. So it's been a lot of fun for everyone.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I would agree with that. And then Jack's done something cool that's kind of morphed into something I think is going to get in the league. We've had a little bit of fun with baseball bingo. Yeah. And thanks to Hugh Magoo's for supporting that, and then our other sponsors like Jets Pizza and so forth. So baseball bingo, I think, is going to expand and have that. Real quick, as we kind of wrap up, Dylan, if you want to kind of speak to the intern experience, because with the most well-attended and unique park, one of the unique parks in our league, your interns do a lot, and you have a lot of community involvement too.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very unique opportunity with the Leesburg Lightning because of how community-oriented we are and how much we thrive with the community. Without our fans, we wouldn't be where we're at, and it's been incredible to be able to be at the ballpark every day and experience that crowd and how much they get involved with the game, with the front row ladies up front and everybody who attends the ball game. So it's special. The intern group that we have is a very special group. I've been able to make a lot of friends out of it, which has been
lifelong friends.
Yes, lifelong friends, exactly. And then just being able to be with the players and getting that access, even in a professional league such as this, being able to have that openness with the players, the coaches, the team, getting to be able to have such a professional experience is such a huge key, I think, in this industry. And also just to have these connections along the way is such a benefit. So it's been a blast, and I'm forever grateful for the opportunity.
I've said I've been a part of the league since day one in 2004, and in some form or capacity. And I've always said those relationships, my proudest is with the interns and seeing where they go in life. So I wish you guys well and stay in touch with that. And without that, with the interns make it happen and our sponsors make it happen. I know with Leesburg Lightning, Mamma Mia's Pizza has come in strong, and you have a unique opportunity, with Haystacks there in Winter Park with Coach Mike Bayo and his family business of Haystacks. And then I got to put my Winter Garden hat on here a minute and just can't thank Jets Pizza and Huey Magoo's. We've enjoyed our team meals with them along with Culver's, but they've really stepped up, wanting to get involved in the community. And then, so everything is happened there. Ralphie, you got anything for us over there, buddy? No, you're good. you're so cool. You got to wear shades. Is that right? Is that it? All right, but
future's so bright.
Yes, absolutely. Y'all have got it. But I can't thank everybody enough. I can't thank Legends on Deck podcast. Garrett behind the scenes, the camera, everybody with the league. You guys are a special group. Let's finish this thing strong. When you always, like I said to the first group, say no to nothing, right? And wherever you can step in and step up, if it's sweeping water out of a dugout or helping prepare team meals or stepping in somewhere, do that. I do want to finish up something here. Hopefully y'all are going to get to play your game, but everybody got wiffle ball bats this year, and courtesy of Wiffle Your Way, a young man out of Hammond, Louisiana. So it's just neat having those partnerships. But I just implore you guys, baseball's a unique opportunity. It's a small world in a big space and everything to keep doing great things and staying in touch and trying to make a difference. So as we wrap up and finish this special edition podcast here at historic Sanford Stadium, I want to thank everybody. Thank Legends on Deck, Brian Koss, and Dave Conde, all of their wonderful people. Again, Garrett behind the scenes, all of our interns from 6 teams, and wish everybody luck the rest of the way as we finish strong over these next 2.5 weeks.